Student friends, in the last period, we have completed the topic number first, that is optical fiber communication. And we started offline in the classroom, topic number two, and that is satellite communication. We went through two offline lectures where just we have introduced the meaning of satellite communication. Student friends, as a being, again there is a lockdown. Colleges will remain closed up to 7th March due to rising corona patients in the Solapur district. So that's why again we are going to come video lectures, that is, to which we can call it as online video lectures, where we are continuing with topic 2 till the completion of the lockdown period up to 7th March. Dear students, let me once again begin with topic number 2, that is meaning of satellite communication, which is a part of paper number 6, that is modern communication system. Definitely, satellite communication is a modern communication system. Student friends, up till now, many satellites have been launched by the different countries for the different applications. India is one of the country which also launched many satellites. Those are used for the different purposes, but out of them, some of the satellites are used for the satellite communication purpose. Especially, India has a satellite launching center at Sriharikota and satellite control center at Hassan in Karnataka. So, thus India has a very large background regarding the launching the satellite and also controlling those satellites which are used for the purpose of communication. Student friends, we are going to consider now the meaning of satellite, how it is used for the communication purpose, what is the satellite communication system, which are the frequencies which are used to communicate with each other, what are the aspects of satellite. All those are going to cover in the topic number 2, known as satellite communication. We are going to cover this particular topic with our following lecture plan. Just we are introducing the topic at the beginning. Then we are going to study how orbits are selected by the satellite when it is launched into this space. Then meaning of satellite communication system, meaning of transponder, meaning of earth station, and finally the applications of satellite. So these are the aspects we are required to be covered as per as your syllabus is being considered. Let me begin with introduction of satellite. Dear students, you have been studied satellite since from 12th standard, especially in the physics also. Now satellite is any object which is rotating around the earth at a particular height in a particular orbit. Maybe it is living thing or maybe it is non-living part. Irrespective of that, any object which is rotating around the earth in a particular orbit at a particular height, that is known as satellite. Dear students, we are well aware that in a planetary system, Earth is one of the planet. Earth has one of the natural satellite. As the moon is rotating around the earth in a particular orbit at a particular height with a particular speed within a particular time. But it is naturally formulated, so that's why it is called as natural satellite. But the satellite which are used for the purpose of communication is not a natural satellite, but it is an artificial satellite. These satellites are a man-made satellite which are launched by the human being for their beneficial purpose, which is rotating again around the earth at a particular height in a particular orbit. Such an artificial satellite is called as a spacecraft. And as a being, it is used for the purpose of communication. Hence, we can say a spacecraft having on-board transmitting and receiving equipments. A spacecraft which has transmitter and receiver on the satellite and which is capable to transmit the signal and capable to receive the signal. We are already studied in the semester 5th, and that is meaning of transmitter, meaning of transmitting antenna, meaning of transmission of the signal by making use of the modulation technique, meaning of receiver, meaning of receiving antenna, meaning of demodulation, meaning of decoding, retrieving the signal, providing it to the destination. All those aspects were covered in the semester 5th, that is electronic communication, paper number 12. All those aspects are applicable here also as far as artificial satellite is being considered. Thus, once again we can say the satellite, the spacecraft containing onboard transmitting and receiving equipments which is capable to transmit and receive the electronic signal with proper frequency and which is rotating around the earth in a particular orbit at a particular height, that satellite is known as, that artificial spacecraft is known as the satellite. And that satellite we can call it as, it is communicable satellite. Dear students, up till now many satellites have been launched. Dear students, also remember when we have studied paper number 12, we also studied that there are different types of the waves which are capable to carry the signal between transmitter and that of receiver. Maybe ground waves, maybe space waves, maybe tropospheric waves, or maybe sky waves. Depends upon increasing frequency, depends upon increasing power of transmitter. The wave carrying the signal which penetrates the ionosphere, those reaches to the space, and those waves are called as the microwaves. And these microwaves are used for the purpose of the satellite communication because they have a high frequency, short wavelength, and they have got a large power. That's why they penetrate the ionosphere and reaches to satellite, and hence those are capable to carry the signal with a large band. So that's why microwaves are the waves which are used for the purpose of satellite communication. Dear students, up till now many satellites have been launched. The first satellite launched in August 1967, and that was used for point-to-point communication, for television communication, for direct broadcasting, and also for the naval applications to the ship and the aircraft. After 1967, there are many satellites launched by the different countries, including India is one of them. When the satellites are launched, those are to be placed in a proper orbit. You might be observed the satellite launching program on the television by the countdown technique. You might be going to understand that aspect. So that's how we can say that after launching the satellite properly in a space, it is to be made to rotate in a particular orbit at a particular height around the earth. That's why the proper orbit is required to be selected by that launched satellite so as to do its particular work of communication, that is transmitting the signal from satellite to the earth and also receiving the signal from earth to the satellite. Dear students, the satellite which is used to communicate only for one country, that is a particular country. For example, if the satellite launched by the India, it is used only for Indian application purpose. That type of satellite it is called as the domestic satellite. And the satellite which is used for two or more country or its applications, that is known as a regional satellite. That remember. And the satellite which is used for international applications by all the countries, those satellites are called as the global satellite. Meaning thereby, the satellite used only for particular country is a domestic. The satellite used for two or more country, regional satellite, and the satellite used internationally by all the countries, then that is called as a global satellite, or it is also called as an international satellite, or sometimes it is called as a Intelsat. Student friends, try to remember all these satellites are governed by the different corporations. Means World Administrative Radio Corporation, that is WARC. This corporation or conference is used to bring control over the regional and also the international satellite or global satellite. Next one is the Regional Administrative Radio Conference, RARC. These are used for domestic as well as the regional satellite controlling aspects. Dear students, once the satellite has been launched, satellite stays in that particular orbit at that particular height only because of the fact that two forces balances that particular satellite. As long as the balance is existing, satellite stays or rotates, revolves in the same orbit at that particular height. Out of those two forces, if one becomes more, other becomes less, the satellite will be pulled towards that particular region. So this balancing aspect is same as that of the game we are playing known as the Rashikets. There is a big Rashi. Many people are pulling that Rashi on one side. Remaining people are pulling the Rashi on other side. As long as force on both the sides are equal, that Rashi remains in a balanced position. Out of these two forces which are applied in opposite direction, if one of the force will become more, entire Rashi will be pulled toward that particular side. This may going to happen as far as the revolution of satellite in that particular orbit is being considered. Especially when satellite rotates around the Earth, this is because of the fact that Earth's gravitational pull is balanced with the centripetal force. As long as centripetal force and gravitational force are totally balanced, the satellite stays in a particular orbit. Out of these two, if one of the force will becomes more, it will be driven to that particular direction. These situations we are observing that sometimes the stones are falling from the space on the earth, to which we can call it as ulka. In traditional aspect, those are called as a star is coming down. But that is not star, it is a big stone. Due to friction, the light is emitted, and that's why it appears like a star. This is because that the force on that particular big stone, gravitational force, becomes more than that of other force, hence it will come down towards the earth. While coming, it will undergo the friction in a space, and hence it appears bright, but it is a ulka. This is for your understanding. But as far as artificial satellite is being considered, it rotates in a particular orbit around the earth in a particular height because its centripetal force is balanced by means of a gravitational force of the earth. Once the satellite is launched, to avoid the atmospheric drag, satellite height is greater than 36,000 km above the earth's surface in a space. So this is the height which is required to select a particular orbit and to balance both the forces. Because when the satellite is launched, there is an atmosphere that opposes the motion of that particular satellite launching vehicle. And to launch that particular satellite in a particular orbit from that particular vehicle, it has to attain the height of 36,000 kilometers. After that, there is a choice for a satellite to select a particular orbit. The choice of orbit determines the transmission of the path loss, time delay, and Earth coverage area, etc. These factors will decide how the orbits of the satellite is being chosen. What are the factors? Transmission path loss, time delay, and Earth coverage area. The satellite orbits are inclined elliptical, maybe it is a polar circular, maybe it is a geostationary, maybe simply circular, maybe simply polar. That depends upon transmission path loss, time delay, Earth coverage area. Accordingly, also the applications of that particular satellite for which we are using, all these factors decides where the satellite is going to be placed. The inclined elliptical orbit covers the polar region, and the polar circular orbit is used in naval applications. Means some of the examples I am giving here. If the satellite is in elliptical orbit, it covers the polar region, and if it is in a polar circular orbit, it is used for naval applications. But friends, for electronic satellite communication, the satellite we are using is a geostationary satellite. That means satellite which is located in a geostationary orbit. Let us make you understand the meaning of geostationary satellite. To understand its meaning, let me define some terms. The first one is the time required to complete one revolution in a particular orbit for the satellite around the earth is called as periodic time. This is the definition of period of rotation of satellite. Now we are going to define the synchronous orbit is the one for which the periodic time is integral multiple or submultiple of Earth's rotation of a speed. Means the orbit in which the satellite rotates, if that satellite has the periodic time which is integral multiple or submultiple of Earth's rotation of speed. So what is Earth's rotation of speed? Almost all it is 24 hours. And if the Earth's periodic time, satellite periodic time is integral multiple of or submultiple of 24 hours. That satellite orbit is called as synchronous orbit, and the satellite is called as synchronous satellite. The geostationary orbit is a synchronous orbit in which the satellite possesses the periodic time same as that of period of rotation of Earth, that is 24 hours. Try to understand the difference here. Synchronous orbit is the orbit for which the period is integral multiple or submultiple of Earth's rotation of speed. It is in multiple of 24 hours. That is a synchronous orbit. But geostationary orbit is that particular orbit for which the periodic time is same as that of period of rotation of Earth. So that is a geostationary orbit. Means the speed of rotation of Earth and speed of rotation of satellite, if those are same, their period is same, then that particular orbit is called as a geostationary orbit, and the satellite which is rotating in that orbit, it is called as a geostationary satellite. If the speed of rotation of Earth and speed of rotation of artificial satellite is same, then that is called as a geostationary satellite. If that is same, we can track that particular satellite very easily. We can watch that particular satellite very easily because both speeds are same, their periods are same. I am going to quote here an example. Suppose you are traveling with bus. You are sitting in the bus is going, driver is driving the bus. If you look to driver and yourself, both of you are traveling, but with respect to that particular bus, both of you are stationary or steady, looking steady. Because you are also in the bus, driver is also in the bus is moving. In the bus you are steady, but bus is moving, that's why you are also moving and the driver is also moving. So you are tracking the driver, you are observing the driver. This is what geostationary. Suppose two vehicles are traveling side by side, parallelly. If they have got the same speed, then you can track, you can speak with each other while traveling itself. You can communicate with each other. But if one of the speed of one of the vehicle becomes more, you can't communicate. So this means the geostationary. This is the meaning of geostationary. Especially geostationary satellites are used for the purpose of communication. Keeping track of geostationary satellite is easy. That is the advantage. And satellite is visible from the earth continuously. As like the example which I have quoted, you and driver are in bus, you are visualizing the driver within the bus, but both are in motion. So that is the concept of geostationary satellite. Satellite is rotating around the earth. Earth is also rotating. Earth's periodic time and Earth satellite periodic time both are same. So that's why the satellite is called as a geostationary, and that's why we are observing, we are visualizing that particular satellite from the earth. So that's why communication becomes easy. Hence, the geostationary satellites are used for the purpose of electronic signal communication from the earth's surface to the space. There is no shift in the frequency of the satellite as far as geostationary orbit is being considered. That's why geostationary satellites are used for the purpose of electronic communication. Dear students, let us derive some equation. How we are going to achieve the height of 36,000 kilometers to get that particular geostationary concept. For that particular purpose, let me consider that let the velocity v be the velocity of the geostationary satellite at a height h. H is the height above the Earth's surface. The circumferential path means circumference of the Earth is given as 2 pi into a plus h, because by considering the Earth is in a circular orbit. Radius of Earth, a is the radius of the Earth, h is the distance, height at which the satellite is rotating around the Earth. Therefore, circumference of path of satellite is 2 pi a plus h. Generally, we are going to write 2 pi r if r is the radius. 2 pi r is the circumference. Here a is the radius of the Earth, h is the height of the satellite above the Earth's surface. Hence, the circumferential path of satellite becomes to be 2 pi into a plus h, where a is the radius of the Earth, that is 6371 kilometers. H is the height above the Earth's surface where the satellite is rotating. We are interested to calculate that particular height for which the satellite turns to be a geostationary. Therefore, the time of that particular orbit is given by t is equal to 2 pi a plus h upon v. So satellite is traveling within this particular path. It is going to cover this particular distance. So distance upon velocity, that comes to be a time. Therefore, the centripetal force on the satellite of the mass m, let me consider mass of satellite be m. Therefore, the centripetal force becomes equal to mv square upon a plus h. This is the formula which we have used in physics for 12th standard. And the gravitational force of satellite is m into z dash, where z dash is equal to z into a upon a plus h bracket square, where z is acceleration due to gravity of the Earth and g dash is the acceleration due to gravity of this satellite. mz dash is the gravitational force. mv square upon a plus h, it is a centripetal force. But dear friends, satellite remains in that particular orbit when the centripetal force and the gravitational force of satellite are going to balance with each other. Therefore, we can write it, gravitational force becomes equal to centripetal force. By solving this equation, m will cancel and we can write it for v square is equal to z into a square into a plus h upon a plus h bracket square. This a plus h and 1 a plus h cancels, and by taking the square root, we can write it v is equal to a, its square root a, it is square root of z upon a plus h. putting this value of V in equation 1. What is equation 1? Equation 1 is T is equal to 2 pi A plus H upon V. Therefore, T becomes equal to 2 pi A plus H upon A into square root of Z upon A plus H. This is the value of V we are substituting. In this equation, 2 pi is constant. A, that is the radius of Earth, 6371 kilometer, it is fixed. Z, acceleration due to gravity. For Earth, it is known as 980 or 9.8. Putting the value of acceleration due to gravity, radius of Earth is 6371 kilometer. 2 pi is equal to 3.148. By putting all those for T is equal to 24 hours as far as Earth is being considered, by putting all these values we can get H, and solving the equation, height comes to be 35,855 kilometer. Approximately at the beginning we have written it as 36,000 kilometer. So 36,000 appears to be with this particular derivation as H is equal to 35855 kilometer, which is the height of geostationary satellite. Means when we place the launched satellite expected to be used for the electronic communication purpose and make it to be geostationary, it has to attain the height of 35,855 kilometer, approximately 36,000 kilometer, so that we can track it easily, we can visualize it easily, and can be used for radio communication by using the microwave signal from satellite toward the Earth surface. Dear students, this is how the satellite is made geostationary, how orbits are chosen by the satellite, and how satellite stays in that particular orbit, how forces are going to be gets balanced, what is the meaning of artificial satellite, what is the meaning of satellite. All those aspects we have covered in today's third lecture. But remember, 2 lectures offline we have conducted. Due to lockdown period, we are conducting third lecture today in the online video form. The rest will see it in the next period. Today we will stop.